Hey, you guys, I hope you're having a lovely week. I broke out the bridal filter because I have a really funny story to share with you guys today on this video about Real Housewives of Miami Guerdy. If you're watching Peacock season 4 of Real Housewives of Miami already, you know who Guerdy is. If you're not willing to pay for it and you're going to wait for it to come out on Bravo, well, you will soon know who Guerdy is. But basically, Guerdy is a person who is from Haiti, and she has this, I guess, famous events company in Miami. And she's known for Guerdifying, I guess, weddings, which means she does these sort of over-the-top, really like colorful kind of in-your-face type decor weddings and themes. But on the show, it's been sort of implied by the way the producers are editing it, maybe she's not doing the best job, okay? And the reason that this is kind of coming out is they had her do like an event coordination event for one of the characters, Julia, and I guess, you know, Adriana, which is another like friend of on the Housewives of Miami season 4, comes in and she says the bar doesn't look that great, and she's kind of like not crazy about the fit out that she does for the party, and so she kind of redoes it after Guerdy you know, stops doing her part, I guess. And then, of course, she's supposed to be planning Alexia's wedding, and she just seems to not be getting traction. She's not able to wrangle Alexia into making decisions that she needs to make. And she's also, like, doesn't seem organized enough to Alexia. She brings it up several times. Okay, so maybe the producers were being shady, and that was just an edit thing. But I just read she's being sued by a New York City couple that she destroyed their luxury wedding. And I don't think that Alexia actually used Guerdy in the end, although it was a whole storyline in Real Housewives of Miami season 4. So I'm like, why wouldn't Alexia end up following through with Guerdy, right? Well, okay, so this stuff you may know, but in case you don't, I'm going to throw it in this video, okay? So Alexia, who was supposed to use Guerdy, as I mentioned, to do her event in Miami, and she said it was so important to her, seems to have actually gotten married in St. Bart's and did it at the Hotel Eden Rock, which is a luxury hotel there. It's really beautiful and fun. You know, I'm sure she had a beach thing or whatever, but it didn't mention Guerdy anywhere around the wedding. So it's just strange that Guerdy was so included in the Real Housewives of Miami storyline around Alexia's wedding, and then there's no mention of Guerdy in relationship to the actual wedding occurring. That's what I'm saying. So let me tell you about this lawsuit so you guys could hear what happened with these people and Guerdy. Oh, goodness. Goodness. So here's the story. Matt Alavis and Jessica Alavis, they were like 29 and 30, were having this luxury wedding in New York at the Brooklyn Pier 1 Hotel. And this was taking place on September 18th. And they ended up filing a lawsuit. Marjorie and Russell Newman, I guess, were paying the bill for the wedding. And, you know, they had spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on this wedding. And they found out, like, right when their event was happening, that they had this noise ordinance that meant they couldn't play music loudly for their party. And they found out only after the reception began that they had a rule that restricted audio to a woefully low decibel level that attendees could barely hear. Okay. And this was filed at the Brooklyn Supreme Court, just so you guys know. Anyway, the DJ refused to turn up the tunes because of the noise ordinance. And so all the guests were forced as like a fix-it, I guess, to go to this small, like, dingy, dark room to dance to music. And let's see what else happened. It was in a building next door, so it wasn't even in the same building as the reception. And so they're suing the hotel and their wedding planner, who is no other than the Real Housewives of Miami, Guerdy Abrera, which I'm sure now Guerdy, being, you know, a public figure, is going to be really conscious that her business doesn't get damaged by, you know, all this public scrutiny of her event. Anyway, the little room that I was telling you about that was in another building was like an after party space, and it only fit 60 people, and it had seating for less than 12 people, and they had a bigger wedding than that. So people were just standing there like, and they had to leave all their decorations, all their fancy stuff behind. It also disrupted the flow of the event and the party because people were forced to suddenly move. And Jessica Alovis, who was a social worker at Gramercy Park, was devastated that her beautiful wedding that she spent all this money on was pretty much like ruined because of this. And it's sort of like, how could you not know as an event planner the restrictions of the venue? So I guess Guerdy is going to have to show a court that she did everything possible to know all the rules and regulations of the space, and that maybe they changed it on minute. Russell Newman, who's the president and founder of Newman Properties, which is a giant New York real estate company, it's like he's loaded, was like, how could my daughter, she started to cry, the daughter, and like, he's like, my daughter's crying at her own wedding. I spent all this money. What? WTF? Okay? And he said, in the fact that like there was no notice. And now she hates her wedding. So I guess she looks at pictures of her wedding now and she hates it. She's like, that's the worst day of my life. Oh my goodness. This is so funny. Anyway, it's actually not funny. It's sad. I'm sorry. That's terrible of me. Well, needless to say, they're suing the hotel and Guerdy for $5 million for breach of contract. And they're saying that they were also inflicted emotional distress, and that they should have been made aware of this restriction immediately, and something should have been done. And they're blaming basically Guerdy and the hotel for that. To the hotel's, you know, the one hotel's defense, you know, the condo owners in that building had just changed the noise ordinance for the hotel just 3 weeks before the wedding happened. So it's possible that they were just disorganized in getting that messaging out to all the people that have reserved the space before that homeowners association had made those changes. Now, the one hotel is well known even in Miami, you know, being a party hotel, and it also has condos the same as here. But I guess, you know, if you're living in your condo and you're not just going as a vacation house, it becomes really like you get sick of the noise. I mean, this is a big problem in a lot of real estate developments that are trying to go that route. So it's not surprising that the one in Brooklyn is going through this. It definitely has come up in Miami. I'm so happy that my events were always surrounding film festivals or movie premieres or, you know, celebrity dinners or award shows, because I'm telling you right now, I would never want to do weddings. I mean, I know there's some whopping budgets in those, but oh my goodness, so scary. So I feel so bad for Guerdy, because I'm sure this is the last thing she wanted, was this like thing, you know, to happen out of the blue and, you know, upset this bride's day, especially after the hours they put into planning it. So this is totally unfortunate. Hopefully Guerdy has something in writing, you know, that she like wasn't being responded to by the hotel, or that, you know, they never made her aware of it after they changed the rule, and that they made her, you know, they said something before. I hope for her sake. Oh my goodness. So how do you guys feel about this? Do you feel that Guerdy's at fault in this situation? I know we don't have all the info, but do you feel that it's all on the one hotel? Shame on them. I mean, I guess we don't know the communication that they had surrounding this noise ordinance, so it's kind of hard to say, but Just for fun, go ahead and comment. All right, you guys, if you like, subscribe. Oh, if you like, that made no sense. Okay, if you like my channel, like, subscribe, and hit the notification button. And see you soon.